job. Why is our MCA not being given ululations because of good jobs? Every time he does something, it is pushed. Critics come, and it's never seen as done well. Why?
Yes. There's one thing. There's one anecdote I would want to share with you.
Yes.
Known as the sword of Damocles.
The sword of
Damocles.
Tell me, what is that?
Damocles was a courtier in Syracuse in Syria.
Hey, that language.
Around 4 and 5th BC. And what happened to to Damocles? Damocles went to the king. The king
that Damocles is a name.
Damocles was a courtier. He worked in the court. But he was very obsequious. He wanted to test and know how it tastes to be a king. So he went to the king. The king was called Dion.
Hello guys, thank you and welcome back to FlashLight online TV show. And today I have a new guest and would wish to get to know who this guest is. And I wish our guest to introduce himself.
Yes guys, my name is Benedict Kavita, the so-called CBK.
Yes.
The famous Ben Kavita. Yeah.
So Ben Kavita.
Yes.
You are very famous, very vocal in 2017.
Yes.
I remember, especially on social media platforms.
Yeah.
And you would trash out anything that someone would say that was against your political will.
Yes.
Then suddenly you went off. I don't know what happened. Maybe you have the answer.
All right.
Yes.
In politics, you understand, we are all humans.
Yes.
And, what is important to understand is that humans undergo something called radical conduct metamorphosis. We change. We change with
over time.
Over time, yeah. We change. And I changed, but nobody silenced me. Actually, I only chose to change because of certain reasons. Of certain reasons in politics. There are various things in politics that you have to approach cautiously.
Yes.
With caution. Yeah. And I took time. I took time. And
so you went to someone and you were advised.
Yes. Actually, it was the first time to engage in politics.
Yes.
So I had to garner some knowledge. You see, from various people.
Yes.
I then chose to remain silent, but I did not go off completely. I only went silent and chose to watch. Yeah, I only chose to watch and see what entails politics.
Yes.
Yeah.
That aside,
yes.
What do you do for a living?
Currently, I do a lot of things.
Yes.
I also do blogging. I'm also a student. I'm also doing some various projects with the leaders, the MCA.
The MCA, which MCA? Be specific.
The current MCA.
That is Honorable Harrison Mwaluko. What do you do with him?
I've been supervising various projects. The road projects, the grading opening, the current ones happening around Musingini, Malekini, Kiliangomola, opening and grading, and various other projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are the one in charge. You are the supervisor, the guy on the ground.
Yes, the guy on the ground.
If our honorable MCA wants to know how far, how much, to what percentage you have reached, you are the contact person.
Yeah. A certain project, but not entirely the whole of Mwea.
So it's from where? It's from...
let's say from Musingine, just the lower part of Mwea. Yeah,
okay.
The lower part of Mwea.
So are you only in charge of the roads project or any project that comes around the lower side of Mwea?
Entirely. I'm only currently with the road projects.
Yes.
Yeah, currently with the road projects. Yeah.
And there was this question.
Yes.
There is a lot of cry from people who reside within the roads that you are working on.
Yes.
And if I remember, someone commented and said their sheep's kondoo.
Yeah.
They are dying of the dust that you left around there.
Yes.
And after you expanded the road, it took you time to bring something like a grader to put up the road at least in a better condition.
Yes.
Why did you choose to go quiet and let people suffer, or tell us?
I understand. It's a chronological process.
Yes.
It's a process. We do opening, then grading.
Yes.
It's not opening grading. It's opening and then
Grading.
It takes time. And these projects depends on how prepared the contractor is and how willing the contractor is.
Yes.
We didn't opening. You understand the various perils we faced during opening.
Yes.
Yeah, the breaking down of the vehicle. Maybe after 2 days, we were actually facing various challenges throughout the project. So
Yes.
it wasn't so swift.
So the challenge comes from the contractor.
Yeah, the contractor.
He did not have sufficient equipment.
Yeah.
Or
Machinery.
manpower, or what did he lack?
The machine was all right.
Yes.
It was all right. At the time, at the inception of the project, the machine was all right.
Yes.
Yeah, but the road, the topography, the gradient, and all that. We have the rain soil at the lower part. As we approach Kilia, we have the rocky surfaces. So you understand, you would not compare the rain soil with the rocky surfaces around Kilia in Gomola.
Yes.
Yeah. So it took us too slow to reach Kilia just because the road topography was so rocky.
Okay.
It was a rocky gradient.
And you were to come to Kelea and then drop down to Ngomola.
Yeah.
But the one to Ngomola never happened.
Yes.
Why?
What happens with projects right now? You are only given time. It's not do a project from Mosingine to Ngomola. No, you are given a time span. You could be given maybe 100 hours. It's up to you to utilize the hours. Yeah. So at the time we only had 160 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, which took us to Kelia only. That is where the contract ended.
But if you're given time,
Yes.
I believe the money that is allocated for the roads,
Yeah.
the money was inclusive of the one going down to Ngomola. But that didn't happen.
Yes.
Why didn't you request for an extra time so
An
that
additional
you
time.
can so that you can work on the one going down?
Exactly. That is what is ongoing right now. The MCA is trying to sweet talk the various departments, the department for infrastructure and the finance or the treasury, and maybe at the end of this year we could be seeing something done to that road. But what we are doing right now, we didn't the opening from Musingine to Kilia. We have also done grading. So we are waiting now for maybe the MCA. The MCA's role according to the county government's act, Article 9.
Yes.
1. The MCA is not involved in the executive functions of the county. So we have the MCA's role only being engaging Mwananchi, trying to link a linkage between the citizens and the county government. So his role is not actually, he does not implement projects. Implementation of the project is by the executive.
Yes.
So the MCA will only request, can only request, but anything about implementation and oversight is the work of the executive. So if it may be a request and his request is turned down, so we cannot be sure that it will happen, but let us give him time so that he can engage with the various
departments. Who are these executives?
The executive, we have the governor and the county executive committee. The county executive committee here, in our case, is the executive committee member for transport, or the infrastructure and the roads and all that. Yeah.
That is now the Department of Roads, the Ministry of Roads under the county government.
Yes.
Okay, now you're doing openings.
Yes.
Why now, considering the fact that our MCA was elected in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, we are heading to elections, and that is now the time he is opening roads.
Yeah.
What happened?
I've always said that we are going by chronology. Eh? We have one thing happening after the other. We cannot have everything happening at the same time. Yeah. So over the other years, you understand, Mwea Ward is not very minute. It's a large ward.
Yes.
So you cannot expect everything to be done at the same time. Yeah, we have projects in other various parts of Mwea that were being done in 2018, 2019. We cannot
but
do
you don't
everything
mention,
everywhere.
when you do a project, let's say you do a project in 2018.
Yes.
That project should stand out.
Yes.
See at Makema.
Exactly.
Every time they do a project, it is shared in the social media platforms.
Yes.
Critics always come,
Yes.
but the good thing about it, guys are praising it. They are saying this guy is doing great job. Why is our MCA not being given ululations because of good jobs? Every time he does something, it is pushed. Critics come, and it's never seen as done well. Why?
Yes. There's one thing. There's one anecdote I would want to share with you.
Yes.
Known as the sword of Damocles.
The sword of
Damocles.
Tell me, what is that?
Damocles was a courtier in Syracuse in Syria.
Hey, that language.
around 4 and 5th BC. And what happened to Damocles? Damocles went to the king.
Damocles is a name.
Damocles was a courtier. He worked in the court. But he was very obsequious. He wanted to test and know how it tastes to be a king. So he went to the king. The king was called Dionysius II, the king of Syracuse in Syria.
History.
Yes. He was the king of Syracuse in Syria. And Damocles told the king, can I just sit in the king's seat? Just test it. And the king, Dionysius II, told him, just sit and test. But Damocles did not even sit more than 5 minutes. What happened? He told the king, now, actually, I cannot bear the challenges. Yes, there is an imminent peril that lies. There's an imminent peril that lies in the seat of a leader every time. That's what Damocles referred to as a sword of. The sword was actually named after him. He said there is a sword, a very sharp sword hanging on the head of a leader. And that sword is hanging by a very loose thread. So anytime, your thread inaweza katika. And that is what is happening right now. All leaders have that sword. They have a sword of Damocles over their hand. And actually, I even see as if some leaders got a very sharp sword than others. Now, you cannot compare Makema with Mwea, for one thing. Mostly, and if you look at Mwea, most roads are opened. They are done already. In Makema, it's opening new projects in a place where there was no road. They are doing opening in a place where there was no road. In Mwea, we have roads already. We are only doing some little renovation. Yeah. But if you look at Makema, all roads, maybe, actually, most 90%, they are new roads in a place where there were no roads.
Yes.
Yeah. So you cannot compare various wards with Mwea.
What has he been doing if not roads?
Yes.
Tell me, 2018, what did you do?
We got various projects. Yes.
Let's leave 2018. Let's go to 2019.
Yeah.
What did you do?
We were doing roads. We were doing roads. All the way from 2018, we were doing roads.
But these roads existed.
Yeah,
you are saying opening, but the roads are existed.
Yes. It existed.
But you are opening them.
Yes.
Now, 2020.
Yes.
What did you do?
What I'm saying is, we have various projects.
Yes.
All the way from roads, all the way from health, all the way water, all the way.
Yes.
ECD classes. But all these projects cannot just happen at once. So we have a plan. We have a plan for every year. We have a plan for every year. And this plan cannot happen everywhere.
Okay.
So we were opening roads. Look at roads in Wakalia, Gitaraka. Look at other roads in other places, maybe Gategi. Kakendo.
But let me ask you,
Yes.
why are people not satisfied with what our incumbent is doing?
I understand. This is how we do politics. And that is how we have done politics. You must criticize and show that your critique is valid. Yeah, you must criticize. Show that your critique is valid. Yes. Just like Chinua Achebe said in 1958, anecdote of things fall apart. Eneke the bird. When men learned to shoot their target without missing, the birds flew without perching on a twig. The citizens have learned to criticize. They have learned to criticize leaders on certain points. But that doesn't mean this leader is so bad to that extent. We will always have critics. We always have critics. We always have critics in everything. Yeah, even if you do 100%, you always have some critics. Even if we will do tamaking, you always see critics. That is a must. Yes. You cannot say that Mwaluko came with dust. No. Dust is a natural phenomenon because it is a dry spell. You must see dust even in roads that were not opened. Yeah, that was everywhere. That was everywhere, especially with the red soil. That was everywhere. Yeah. So mostly there are complaints, and these complaints are not about.
But you know, on leadership, what I know.
Yes.
There must be criticism. Yes, that I agree.
That is obvious.
But the criticism must not come from 90% of the constituents or the inhabitants. It should be 50-50 or 40-50. Yes. Should be somewhere below 50. Yeah. If it goes above 50, then there is a problem.
We are also saying, I'm also saying that the MCA or the county assembly representative doesn't decide on his own. Doesn't implement projects on his own. It must follow a certain process. Yeah. And finances must also be available. And he doesn't have his own money to do projects. Yeah, he must lobby finances from the county government. Yes. And the county government does not provide finances equally to all wards in Embu County. I don't know whether you understand.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
That's why we see so many projects being done in Makema.
We get different allocations. Maybe Makema is given a huge allocation than Mwea due to certain reasons. Yeah, maybe Mwea is getting some little allocation. And with the little allocation we have, we must sit down and share this allocation with the projects we have. We have got a lot of projects which does not meet the allocation we get at times. So, mostly wananchi blame the MCA on projects, but I don't think that is the way to go. We must blame the government, the government, the executive. The government, the executive. Because they are doing very little allocation to the MCAs and expecting them to do all the projects within the ward with the little amount of money they are giving.
But why is our MCA not coming out and tell people these things that are very hitting people hard?
All right. The MCA is always our MCA is
always available.
Is a very social individual. Actually, very available everywhere. Yeah, he is attending barrios. He's always in the various ceremonies. He is always very, 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 very social. And if you do not raise your hand and ask a question, you do not expect him to come up and say, "I have not done so and so because of so and so." If you do not request, if you do not raise your hand and say, why is 1, 2, 3 not done this way? Yeah. If you ask, you answer. Yeah.
But look. Every time someone critiques him, if he has to retaliate, he must say nonsense. Why that analogy? Why that?
I don't think I've ever heard of such.
Yeah, it is there. It is in the social media. The internet will never lie. It is there.
I do not think he has ever done
Every time he has a conversation with someone and it reaches somewhere, this guy is becoming too harsh on him. Must
our MCA is also human.
That's nonsense.
Our MCA is also human.
But you don't expect such a thing from a leader?
Okay, yes. I think, I'm not saying we cannot expect such from a leader, but our MCA is also
Yeah, he's social.
He's also,
That's
he's also,
why.
He's also a human
That's why during his campaign he was very, very social, and he managed to win more than 6,000 votes from the the voters.
I always say our MC is very knowledgeable in terms of knowledge.
Yes.
You know, knowledge is knowing what to say.
Yeah.
There's always a leviathan of distinction between knowledge and wisdom. And knowledge is knowing what to say. But wisdom is knowing how to say it.
Yes.
Most of us.
So he is lacking wisdom.
I'm not saying he's lacking anything. I'm not saying he's lacking anything. I'm not saying he's lacking anything. He has both knowledge and wisdom. He has both knowledge and wisdom. And I am very sure that he knows what to choose. And not at all have I ever heard him say nonsense. I've never heard him say nonsense.
Yes.
Not at all. Not at all. Never. But I know with bloggers, there was attackers.
You being one of them.
I know with bloggers. I am a blogger, yes. I know how we attack our opponents. Yeah, I know how we attack our opponents. And the various words we use. And we also plant various words in other people's speeches.
Yes.
And say maybe he said 1, 2, 3, which he did not say. Yeah, that one I'm very sure. But with our MCA, I've never heard him. He's a very knowledgeable and he has a high wisdom. Yeah, I've never heard him say anything like that. He knows what to say and how to say it. Yeah.
Going back to the roads that you are doing, I can still see that, yes, you brought a grader.
Yeah.
But it didn't make do a good job because there's a lot of soil. Yeah. Especially if a lorry passes through this road that you did, there's so much dust. And you never there's no provision for maram. I don't know if maybe that's part of your project.
All right. There are plans for maram. There are plans for maram.
So are you maraming the whole project that you did?
I'm saying there are plans for maram, but what we call spot maram. Yeah, spot maram, the various spots. Yeah. But not maybe the entire road. Not, If you look at the range soil, maybe the spot to the range soil, all the way from kwa Mwea, kwa Kimiti around there, towards Mosingine. We could be doing maraming for that road, but not every part of the road. Yeah, the most critical parts.
How soon? Because the rains are almost.
I will not
you won't
say.
Promise because it might never happen.
No, it will happen. It will happen. Actually, it will happen. I am sure of what will happen, but not sure of when it will happen. Yeah, I'm very sure of what will happen, but not when it will happen. Yeah, so it will happen, but I would promise when it will happen. Yeah.
Going back to the water project,
yes,
our able MCA, let me say that, promised water to be at the Kualole, that area, Kilea on that hill, the tank, where actually the tank is. But that was to be in the month of August.
Yes.
But until to date, there are no signs of water getting to that tank.
Yes.
Tell us.
You're telling me the MCA promised?
Yes, he promised in the platform.
I do not know when he promised this and where he promised it. But there was such a plan.
Yes.
And I think the plan is still ongoing. And that will happen. It will automatically
Every time it happens. You know, elections are nearing.
I am sure.
Elections are around corner.
Yes.
They are around the corner. Yes. And I can see there's some delay in projects that your leadership is working on.
We are not saying that there are delays. We cannot do a project without finance. We need money to do projects. Yeah. If the county government allocates certain amount of money to the water project, it will be done. It will be done. It will be done in time. It will be done swiftly in time.
Yes.
We have various challenges. We initiate a certain project and say that we are going to do 1, 2, 3, but we do not have money. So we cannot plan for a project without money at the table. So we first need to see how much we have and whether the amount of money we have can be available, can do a certain project.
So you want to mean that project was not funded? There was no money allocation?
Actually, that is the greatest challenge we have. Yeah, that is the greatest challenge we have. Yeah.
Funding
is
the issue.
Funding.
Okay. If you were to vote today,
yes,
would you go for that guy?
I know. I know that is the crux. That is the crux of the matter. And there are things we say in judiciary, okay, in law. Diminis, non curat lex. I repeat. Diminis, non curat lex. Okay, it means law doesn't venture mostly into trivial things. This is one of the very most trivial things I've ever faced. You know, and most individuals are asking me, who do you support? Why would you support so and so and not support so and so? And I didn't support. I supported Jubilee government in 2017, and it went successfully. And these are politics, yes. Politics are dynamic. Yeah, I may change today, tomorrow I may not change. Yes. So I have not yet decided. I have my support with the Jubilee government until when I will decide. It's still too early for me to decide. But currently, I still support the agenda for the Jubilee government, the ruling government. You know, politics are very funny. I remember a certain sermon by Frederick Lewis Donaldson, in Westminster Abbey, London, in 1920, March 20th. And this is what he said. We have social evils. Social evils affecting human beings. And these social evils, one is politics. They are politics without principle. We have science without humanity. We have wealth without work. We have, you know, knowledge. Yes? Knowledge without conscience. We have commerce without morality. You know, these are social evils affecting politics without principle. For example, you must set your principles for politics. We should not just see siasa bila mpango. We must see principles that you set. And that is where I am. I need to see politicians with principles. And any politician with a better principle, I will support. So currently, I have not decided on anyone. Currently, I still have my support, just where I was in 2017 with the Jubilee government and the Jubilee leaders, all through, from the grassroots to the president. I have not decided on any other individual right now. Yeah, I only look at the principles with the politics and see who is the politician with principles. Yes.
Talking of politicians.
Yes.
Let's go to insecurity.
Yes.
One of the aspiring MCA, for the aspirant for the position of MCA, was almost attacked, and we've never had such a thing in Mwea.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
Yes, I've heard of Sami Wambua. I saw it in the social media platforms. I don't think it's a good idea. You know, such attacks are past.
Do you think they are coming from someone seeing defeat?
Could be, probably. You know, I have not come to understand. You know, these are things that are at investigations, and I do not want to comment on such things that are already at investigations, because we have not had, or the DCI hasn't come up with the who exactly attacked Sami Wambua, or who was planning to attack Sami Wambua. It may not be a politician. It may be maybe other individuals. I may not want to comment about it because it's at investigations. Yeah, I do not know.
Okay.
Yeah. So but actually, it isn't nice. It isn't a good idea. It isn't nice. It isn't a good idea.
So what's your final remark to a voter who is in between? He doesn't know who to vote for.
Yes.
Because of the previous leadership. Mostly our leaders have failed. Mwea Ward should have been one of the greatest ward around the country.
Yes.
And it has never been. What's your final remarks?
My final word, word to a voter. Mostly, we have seen politics in Mwea of incessant insults. And that is not where we should be heading to. I think we should get rid of insults and the unbridled lust for power that these leaders are coming up with. And look at politics of tranquility, politics of peace. You see? Let us look at a leader. You know, mostly, I've seen it, even with these people vying for the various possessions. You ask a certain individual, what are the roles of an MCA? They'll tell you, I'll bring for you water to your home. I'll do tamaking. But is that really practical? Let's be rational at times. Yeah, let's be rational. And look at, do you really understand the roles of an MCA? And I know the greatest challenge we have in Mwea is that we do not know, most of us do not even know what are the roles of an MCA, what are the roles of an MP, what are the roles of the president, what are the roles of a senator, what are the roles of the women rep. I think we should, as the residents of Mwea, sit down and we relate what they have done with what they are planning to do. Yeah, because if you look at what they have done, we could be sure that they will do even more than what they have done. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's your final remark to your voter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So guys, thank you so much for listening to this wonderful guy here. You have a vision.
Yes.
And I wish you all the best. I need to see Mwea bigger than we can see right now.
Yes.
And I believe you will push for development, especially within this period that is left towards campaign, though I see small development projects because right now guys are looking for money to finance their campaigns. So
exactly.
I think guys are looking for money actually to finance their campaigns.
I know.
And I believe the little that you get, do it perfectly until someone comes to you and says, thank you guy, you did a good job during your tenure.
Yes.
So thank you so much guys for watching and also listening to this guy here, and I believe we will get more people to come and enlighten people of this ward. And from what I have realized is that guys guys don't know the roles of these leaders, and it is good to have actually some voter education within that entails issues to do with leadership roles.
Yes, we understand. There must be some civic education.
Yeah, sure.
On the leadership honors.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching, and please remember to subscribe. Hit that subscription button, and more updates will come in your way. Thank you so much, and God bless you. See ya.
Thank you.